2 days. We've had thick fog for 2 days that has prevented play, so to speak. Today it's not so foggy. It is very overcast, and as you can probably see, lots of hoarfrost on the trees. So a high humidity content in the air. It's minus 24 with wind chill, which is going to be fresh combined with that humidity. But I'm heading out. I've got a 3-hour window to try and get 2 falcons flown, and we're going to see how we do. I've seen a passage prairie already this morning, which is motivating me to trap one, but I need to get hold of some barn pigeons first. But right now my main focus is to get these 2 falcons flown and find a couple of coveys that are in a good spot. We've had a fresh skiff of maybe 3 centimeters of snow overnight, which is enough to put that sugar coating on the fields. Whether it's enough to motivate the huns to go out and dig in more open areas than I've been finding them lately, that remains to be seen. But we're going to give it a go. I'm starting to enter some of the better parts of my hawking area, and eyes are peeled for partridge and other predators. Well, I've deemed this one to be a Wesson setup. Sorry, a Smith setup. The other side of that tall grain bin, covey hun sitting on a bit of a mound. There's a single strand of phone line there, so my hope is that I'm going to push them, of course, from this way out across that field, and they're going to head over there and away from the wire. We'll see. I got to drive over there first. And Smith's taking a pitch. Oh, he's way up there. Hopefully he's going to see me walking, come over. Hun's at the other side of this bin. Yeah, he's following. God, he's good. He's like, where did the guy drive off to? And then he sees me get out of the truck. He knows what's coming. I just hope those Huns go straight north. Snow's deep here. It was drifting. There they go, and they do. Just watch him go. Watch him come down. I can't see him. We hit one. He's coming back to me. He's coming down. Oh! And there's Huns everywhere. They're panicking. Oh. Uh-oh. That one shouldn't have taken off. He realizes he's in trouble. He's coming back. Oof. How that falcon doesn't hit shit, I don't know. Well, this is a hell of a lot. The Hun's on the roof now. This is a hell of a lot rattier than I had hoped it to be. But he put 2 down. Hit one here. I think he might have one. Oh, there goes another. And he's got... Yeah, I think he lost it. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I think you lost it on the ground. What a shit show. Yeah, I think he lost it. Well, it was a good flight nonetheless. Except he doesn't think it's over. GPS tells me 1 meter away, and my sharp eyes seems to have found it. He says I'm about to pull on something that I think is an antenna, and yes, it is. There you go. Reason why you always have 2 transmitters on your bird, right, Mark? Here's something interesting. This is a phenomenal setup. If you were to see around me, there's nothing. It's just open fields. About 200 and something yards that way, maybe 300 yards, is a big, deep valley. But I think there's a covey of Huns there. My binoculars at the moment cannot detect a Hun head, but the dig is kind of there. I'll try and zoom in. It's a bit of disturbed hoarfrost on the stubble, and I'm thinking there's huns in there. The dark bit is not a hun's head, but I've used the binoculars and it doesn't detect it. I'm just going to sit him out for a minute and see some silly hun sticks his head up to check if the coast is clear. I'm probably 85% sure, but I don't want to put Wesson up and then not serve him. This would be a sort of a fall back on if he misses another flight that's maybe down the road here, if I find a covey. But I'm not confident to put him up here and just go in and sort of fly it on spec. Nothing's poking its head up. I'm running out of time to sit here and just watch, so I'm going to just continue, maybe come back to this as a plan C. Okay, it's Wesson's flight. Good. I saw a covey of huns just on the side of the road about 250 yards down there as I drove by. This is one of my favorite setups. It's absolutely in the middle of nowhere, so they've got nowhere to go. But as I'm just filming and he's climbing, they've bumped into those bushes in the distance, so at least they're now feeling safe. And I'm going to drive over there, and Wesson is just starting to get a pitch. We'll see how this goes. I think I'm going to get Griff out for a good clean flush. They might be sitting intimidated in those bushes, but I want them to clear them all together as opposed to sort of go from bush to bush. They're going to be incredibly intimidated, but they've really got nowhere to go, so I'm kind of feeling good about this. Let's just see how it goes. Never count your chickens before they hatch, as they say. Wesson is super high. He's got to be at least 700 and something feet, maybe more. The huns are in these bushes. I'm coming from this way because I want to push them out. Griff, get in, here. Come on, get in. Yes, I know they're there. Get in. Get in there. Get him out, get in. Milo, I need some help, hey? Damn dogs. Get them out! Those huns don't want to leave, obviously. Get in there! Come on! Get them out! There they go. Well, one of them. That's probably a cockbird. See if I can zoom in on him. Oh! He's kind of coming towards me, but little ratty. He hit that hard. It's not going anywhere. I thought he was going to get it, but maybe the dog would get it out. That was a lovely stoop. I should check that in a minute. Smith's flight just before him was 213 meters. He's flying better now. He's on a little lower weight. Get him up! Come on, find him. Oh yeah, no, that hun is skitching. It's not flying. I just threw the hun out for him to come to get. You. It's not yours. Come here. That was a great flight. A little bit of a crummy ending, but that hun's going nowhere. It was beat. It was hurt. Good boy. Stay. Well, considering the time restraints I had and the conditions, he did well. I'll check the metrics in a minute, but he was up high. He was 700 feet and change. And I don't know the speed of the stoop, but I just watched the hun, and I'm guessing, yes it is. It was a cock hun that went. I had to look at it for a second, because usually the first one's out is a cockbird, and that's exactly what happened. And he made the supreme sacrifice for the rest of the covey. Well, that was I was lucky. You make your own luck with perseverance and persistence. But I passed up a covey that I wasn't even confirmed they were there, and I didn't want to fly it on spec. You know, it's just goes against my grain to put a bird up and not serve it, and there was a 20% chance that might happen. So I pressed on, and I didn't go too far, probably 4 miles, and this is one of my favorite spots back there. There's a couple of bushes that offer some form of sanctuary to huns if they're pushed, but they're invariably in digs on the outside of them, within several hundred yards. Sure enough, there was a covey there. I drove by them several hundred yards, stopped, put the bird up. As I put him up, and I don't know, at the beginning to video, they took off and they flew to the bush, which is perfect. They felt safe. I drove over there, got both dogs out. Of course, they can point them, they can smell them, and they don't want to flush them. So I had to do some of that work. A single cockbird goes out, which is, I confirmed it once he caught it, but usually the first hunt to go is a cockbird. And out he went, and he was so screwed. And Wesson came down and pounded him. He landed on the ground. I thought, oh, he might not even get up, but he did. And he flew to the bush, and the dog picked it up. It was not flying, it was dying. So I just tossed it out, and Wesson came down and landed on it. He knew it was his hunt. I'm sitting there kneeling about 60, 70 yards off the road in the field, and this truck driver drives by, and he sees me, and I get a kick out of it, because they're like, what the? You know, he couldn't figure out what I was doing. 24 below, sitting in the middle of the field, looks like I'm kneeling. I was kind of praying, but more to thank my bird for a great flight. That was a pretty cool flight. So I had a 3-hour window, and I've got 40 minutes to get to my appointment, and they'll just have to be content with some blood on my hands. I'll see if I can wash it before I go into my appointment. That was a good day. Tough conditions, birds are dialed in. I feel for Smith because he deserved his flight. He was over, what was it, 213 meters, whatever that is in feet. But he was high, and he hit his hun, but he should have bound to it in my mind, but he didn't. And he chased it, but of course he got to a building, so an old farmhouse, and it escaped. So it is what it is. Some you win, some you lose. If he'd hit it and bound to it, or killed it in the hit, then it would have been a different story. But 1 out of 2 ain't bad.